From scraping the financial ball to the mega millions of the Super Bowl, could we see Rangers go from a remarkable low to an incredible high? Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland TV. I've talked in the past about how Scottish football has not had any major investors, and we've not seen like a massive amount of money come into the game. We've not seen a big financial takeover that's really taken a Scottish club to new heights, but maybe that is what we're going to get, and we could even get it this year, as it looks like the San Francisco 49ers could be in some sort of ownership type deal with Glasgow Rangers. We've got Big Stevie Cool here because he knows a lot more about this deal than I do, so take it away.
Take it away, right. Let's just put it out on the table. I think this is actually a good move for Scottish football. People are blinded by their hatred, right? Yeah, it might look like on paper that the Old Firm's going to get further away, but see when you actually break it down, the Scottish Premiership is a great example for investors because there's a lot more emphasis being put on the Champions League recently, I feel like, rather than English football. Because, as previously discussed, there's guys taking over Wrexham, Birmingham, who are both in League One. It is so much easier to get into the Champions League in Scotland than it is in England. Like, look at Leeds. People are talking about Rangers being a feeder club to Leeds with this new deal. Leeds are sitting in the Championship. Yeah, they might get promoted, but see how much effort and much more money it takes to get a team into the Champions League in England than it would for a team in Scotland. It's insane. It really is. So, obviously Rangers, right, are more pleasing on the eye to invest into, right, than a Livingston, right? But as we've talked about 100 times, if Rangers get taken over here and then they actually put a lot of money into it and they start getting the Champions League money and things like that,
that filters down into the rest of the Scottish
no,
clubs.
It does filter down. But what you've got to bear in mind is if you're an investor and be like, holy shit, that worked with Rangers. They clawed it back to against Celtic when they looked like they were down and out. Then someone might go, is there any other teams in Glasgow? Oh, there's that team Queen's Park. Oh, Tony Bloom, he's working his magic over in Edinburgh. I'll take over Hibs, even though they've got a deal with Bournemouth. If this works, like I say, it's so much easier to get into the Champions League in Scotland than it is in England, right? Yeah, we've got two spots.
I'm surprised it's took the Scottish game this long to attract this. And I know we've got American owners like at St Johnstone and Motherwell,
but it's not serious.
The Bournemouth and Hibernian connection, and Tony Bloom recently coming in at Hearts, but we've yet to get like mega money pumped into Scottish football from an outside entity. But that's what we could be getting here with the San Francisco 49ers, and some people are saying, look, and I agree, because from a Hearts fan, from my perspective, I want Hearts to close the gap to the Old Firm. I would love Hearts one day to win a league title. People are saying that this move is just going to put Rangers, further ahead of the rest of the chasing pack, because right now, teams like Hearts, they're chasing Rangers, they're not chasing Celtic. To be first, you have to get into second place, and Rangers are currently second.
Yeah. Now, what you've got to bear in mind is as well, Queen's Park, right, a team that's light years behind Rangers, but if the league improves and Queen's Park finally get to the Premiership, they're going to reap the rewards of that. But what we're seeing right now is the top two are so much clear of the rest because there's no money in the league. But see the better that Rangers and Celtic both do in Europe, as you said there, it'll filter down.
Right, so while I agree, look, that right now, if anyone's going to be caught, if the Old Firm's going to be split, Rangers are the team that you're going to catch. If you're Aberdeen, Hibernian, Hibs, if you're those teams, I think over the next few seasons, maybe the next 5 years, if you're looking to split the Old Firm, you know who you're thinking you're going to finish above. It's Rangers, it's not Celtic.
Aye.
So this move is a dampener, right? This move is a setback in that scenario. However, for people saying that this will put the Old Firm further ahead and the dominance will be even more, like it'll be bigger, the more dominant. For me, the only thing worse than a league that's dominated by two teams, the only thing worse than a 2-horse race is a 1-horse race.
Yep.
And I think that's what Scottish football has become.
And
people, yes, look, we call it...
No, but see when Rangers and Celtic went against each other for league titles, right, way more often.
That was a long time ago, mate.
No, it was a long time ago, but see when they did, other teams won the cups more. See, ever since 2012, right, 2011 when Rangers won the treble, and then you move on to 2012, it's been the Celtic show. So with two teams dominating the top, it actually filters out at more teams winning the cups. I mean, Rangers' trophies of 3 trophies in 42 out of 42 is absolutely disgusting. And Celtic have pretty much won 34, 35 out of that. That's crazy. And it's time for the rest of Scottish football stepping up. So I think it's short-term pain for long-term gain for the rest of the league.
I mean, look, Lagoon, when PSG win it every year, nobody cares, not interesting. Serie A, Juventus won it almost 9 years in a row. Bundesliga, Bayern Munich won it a lot. And that's what we're seeing with Celtic now. So, to me, yes, 2 teams dominating a league is not ideal, but it's better than 1 team dominating a league. And I think this will obviously bring Rangers a lot closer to Celtic, which they need, because right now they're trailing a lot.
No, of course that is what you need, and the history books just tell you that it can, when Rangers and Celtic do better in Europe, the league benefits. For so long, Celtic have dominated domestically, but they've been shite in Europe. This season's been a massive step up for Celtic. Rangers, alright. I mean, that's probably the only thing Rangers have done good over the past 5 years is Europe. But what we need is Tony Bloom's injection down at Hearts, right across at Hearts. You need to be getting through the Conference League, and see whoever finishes third this season. They need to be making a hell of a go of it. See the teams that are in the qualifiers. They need to be making a hell of a go of it and getting through.
See the Conference League for a Scottish team. There's no excuse not to be in the top 24. There is no excuse.
No, there ain't. No, there really ain't.
I don't care.
I mean, this season proves you can get through with 7 points.
I think that, Hearts were. To me, it doesn't even matter how hard a draw you get. I think a club from Scotland should be good enough to finish in the top 24 of that Conference League when you look at some of the other opposition that is in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's it. Rangers, San Francisco 49ers. Will be interesting. Now, here, it might not happen. It looks like it's going to happen, but nothing is set in stone.
Yeah, I don't think there's one negative for Rangers. I honestly don't. I mean, you could argue naming rights, and if the stadium name goes, I would hate that, right? But the negatives are only for other clubs in the league that don't want it. That's it. That's why there's so much outrage about it. Of course, Celtic don't want this to happen.
Yeah, but here,
rightfully so. Why do you want Rangers catching up?
I would argue this makes Celtic better. I think Celtic will, that war chest, Celtic will...
you could argue that.
If Rangers are getting money pumped into them, if Rangers are making big money signings, then Celtic are going to be making big money signings as well, aren't they?
Yep.
See, if Rangers were spending 8 million here and 9 million there, then do you think Celtic would have not brought in that striker, that Danish guy?
Yeah. And at the flip side of that,
the reason they didn't bring him in...
Maybe Rangers having more money means they'll go and sign more Scottish talent for...
See, if there was a title fight going on, do you think Celtic would have replaced Kyogo?
Yep.
Instead of just a straight swap for Jota, do you not think they'd have brought in a striker?
No, absolutely.
Of course they would have. So, you know what, this could also in a weird way help Celtic, because you need to be pushed, I think, to constantly improve.
No, but
see if you're winning a league at ease, people say all the time, see if you're winning a Formula 1 race, and you're 30 seconds, you can take your foot off the gas.
Oh, aye.
Even in wrestling terms, man, we hear talking it all the time, where people say, if you're the number 1 company, if you've got somebody who's number 2 chasing you, you're going to run faster.
Well, that's it.
If you've got no competition, then you're just going to, take it easy.
That's why we see so many times Celtic wrap up the league and then they drop points at the end. It's false readings and all that shite. It is what it is.
Anyway, guys, that's it. So Scotland TV. Leave a like, leave a subscription, subscribe, all that good stuff, comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.